15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com. Mario Moody has stepped up lately, 4th in the NEC in rebounding and 3rd in offensive rebounding. Head coach of the Seahawks, who are 8-7 on the year, Bashir Mason, in the suit, in the huddle, 2nd year. 27-19 is his record. The youngest head coach in Division I at 29 years of age. Now the starters for Mount St. Mary's. The veteran group, Rashad Whack, is 7th in the league in scoring. Sam Prescott needs just 14 points in this game to reach 1,000 in his career. Jamian Christian is the head coach of the Mountaineers.
That happened, and I think it's going to be an up-and-down, high-scoring, playoff-type basketball here in January.
Wagner wearing the dark uniforms, the forest green, white, and silver, and the Mount in the home whites with the blue and gold trim. That's Kenneth Ortiz. Jay Harris, the junior, is a transfer from Valparaiso. Inside they go to Mario Moody, and Wagner will keep it.
And Mount goes straight man on that possession. Wagner does a good job right out of the bat, throwing the ball inside, getting a good look. Moody missed the bunny.
Mount will trap a lot in the full and half court. Ortiz being checked by Norfleet, gets by him, and rebounded by Taylor Danaher, the sophomore. Wagner in the man-to-man. That's Norfleet. Over to Prescott, who once had 44 in an NEC game. Off the mark from Rashad Whack. Jay Harris strikes first.
And Jay Harris, the transfer from Valparaiso, we know him as a great shooter, but in transition, he makes an athletic play.
You're right, you do have to watch him from outside as well. 43% three-point shooter, and a foul up front on Neafal Folohan.
Here he is, one-on-one, very much under control, uses his body, little double pump, nice soft touch.
Black hands off to Norfleet. The Mount is coming off a big win over St. Francis Brooklyn, one of the better teams in the league, 88-82. And Wagner won their last one against LIU Brooklyn by 14. Danaher, no. Prescott is there to clean it up. New shot clock, but it shouldn't be. I don't think it hit the rim. They're going to have to take a look.
Yes, here's why you see Folohan is such a great player defensively. He'll block shots, but what you don't hear about is how he alters shots. Now, good job by Mount St. Mary's, Dave. They want to go in right inside. He's foul prone. They want to get the big guys in foul trouble to get them out of the game, but Folohan right there has an impact right away.
Dwayne Gladden, Jeff Benedict, and Jermaine Rogers are the officials. They've sorted it out. They figured out that it did not hit the rim, so the Mount has it with now 15 on the shot clock, just underway here in Emmitsburg. Danaher, more of a shooter, even though he's a 7-footer. Norfleet, no. And Mario Moody clears the glass. 6.5 boards a game for Moody. Harris with an ankle breaker. Tried to bounce pass to the big guy, Folohan, ill-advised. Norfleet. Skip pass to Nwandu, and that three no good from Whack.
And it's a miss from Mount, but it's a good possession. The hardest team to guard, David, are teams that make you guard in the length of the court and the width of the court.
Jay Harris calls out a new play. Wagner trying to win their 4th straight. Over the last 3, they've averaged 17 points, margin of victory. Harris hits the 3.
No, you can't let Jay Harris line up that shot. You got to get him out of his comfort zone.
And an offensive foul. Looked like somebody threw an elbow.
Yeah, it was Norfleet. On the dribble, he pushed off to try and get free.
Orlando Parker coming in for Wagner. Jay Harris has been hot early for the Seahawks.
Here's the play. It was a ball screen, but Folohan rolled. The defender tried to go behind. That's a mistake. You can't go behind any ball screen. Harris will pull up and put it in your face.
Dwan Anderson, the human highlight reel. Parker can't clean it up. That might have been on the rim. Here's Whack. And he's bumped by Jay Harris.
So already you're seeing a fast-paced game. Up and down on misses on shot block. Let's look and see if we can get this foul. It's a left. Absolutely. What happened there was it was a terrific change of speed and direction by Whack. It looked like he was going left. He went right. The defender could not get his feet set. It's a good call.
Whack transferred in from George Mason a couple of years ago, one of the good veteran guards in the league. Now that's a rare miss. He is 7th in the NEC, shooting over 78% at the free throw line. Makes 1 of 2. At full court pressure from the Mount. And Wagner will keep it.
Yeah, it's important for Mount St. Mary's to make baskets. You want to put points on the board, but also it allows them to set up their press, which they really excel at.
Norfleet takes a quick rest for the Mountaineers. He's 7th in the league, over 33 minutes per game. And a couple subs coming in here for the Mountaineers as they rotate. Will Lyle, a little used sophomore, 6'6", 195 in there. The lob and the jam! Mario Moody.
Hey, Dave, the way Mount extends their defense with their traps, that's going to be open. The alley-oop, the easy layup at the end. Well, see, what Mount likes to do is push the ball after the make and make a three. They feel, if we're going to give up a 2, we're going to get a 3. Here it is. One pass and one more. And there's the dunk.
That was a tough catch.
Yeah, it was a little behind him. You know, when you're throwing an alley-oop, you really should throw it to the rim, not to the player.
Dwan Anderson is usually on the other end of those alley-oops. A notorious dunker. Wagner by 6. Kenneth Ortiz misses the circus shot and rebounded by Will Lyle. Whack doesn't get the roll, and another rebound for Mario Moody. Byron Ash also in the game for Mount St. Mary's, a freshman from Washington, D.C. He's been hot lately.
See, when Wagner does beat the traps, they're happy to set up sets. They run a lot of half-court sets.
That's a force from Jay Harris. Nwandu. The Mount scores a lot of points, almost 75 per game. That's first in the NEC. And their second shooting three-pointers, 37%. This is a team that likes to light it up and will shoot quickly. Whack is fouled.
Yeah, he's one of the most prolific scorers in the NEC. When he's out there, you got to guard him, and that'll open up the lane, the driving lanes for the other Wagner players. How about bringing him off the bench?
Quite a luxury. That's him, Rivers, at the top of the circle with a white headband. The Mount has gotten off to an 0-6 start from the field. And Whack being checked by Anderson. Now S lights it up. And a bump in the backcourt, foul against the Mountaineers. It's against Whack.
Yeah, you have to know where Ash is at all times. 73% of his field goal attempts are 3. He's going to be a good one. In that possession, and you saw it on the replay, Wagner does a good job on helping the dribble drive. You got to help and recover. No hand up, that's a three-pointer.
Byron Ash shoots 41% from deep. That's 6th in the NEC. Here's Lateef Rivers, and he palmed the ball.
See, that's what the mayhem defense of Mount St. Mary's does. It not only causes steals, but it causes you to play out of your pace. It takes you out of the offense, your half-court set. Wagner's done a decent job in the first 5 minutes. That particular situation, I think Lateef Roberts, maybe a little rusty, turned it over with the carry.
Nwandu, a freshman from York, Pennsylvania, being checked by Rivers. Now Ash, certainly not bashful. The freshman from Washington, D.C. gets it and shoots it.
Yeah, he does, and he should. Like we said, he's a scorer. And Jamie and Christian promotes this. He once said to me, I watch. If my guys miss a shot and they have an open shot the next time and they don't pass it and they don't shoot it, I'm taking them out. Where was he when I played?
Well, you didn't pass up many shots. Over 1,900 points for Fairfield.
Yeah, that's Jamie in there. You know, last year we did the semifinal game, and I walked into his locker room because he played when I coached at Quinnipiac, and he was a baseball player. So him and I used to talk baseball. I walked into the locker room. He does 200 push-ups before every game.
That's great. Ortiz doubled. Now Marcus Burton, the junior from Charlotte, who has a lot of family here at the game, had 17 off the bench in his last game against LIU. Rivers, still plenty of time, 10 on the shot clock. Folahan traveled.
And good job that time by Mount St. Mary's on their half-court defense. They trapped once. They fell back into a straight man. The shot clock running down. Folahan got the ball in a position which is out of his comfort zone, and he made a turnover.
Will Miller is in the game for the Mount. That's him. 3 on the way. Good! That's what he does. 38% from deep at 5 threes against Michigan State earlier this year.
And 91% of his attempts are threes. You got to know where he is.
Burton threw up an air ball, and Parker can't rebound. Smacked away, and Wagner will have it as Khalid Nwandu shows some hustle by going through his own bench.
Well, what you have are two athletic teams that play hard. Give credit to the coaches of both teams. These guys play very hard. They play 40 minutes at a fast pace. Here's the replay. Look at the kickback. Whack. Now, let me tell you, give Norfleet a ton of credit. He drew 2 defenders, hooked the pass over his head. He know Will Miller can make that shot. That's just good basketball. Good decision by Julian Norfleet.
Wagner is really asking Folahan to do a lot in terms of handling the ball, dribbling, passing the ball. This is a guy that's 6'11", 215. They're going to change the call and give it to the Mount. And we have some substitutions as well. For the Mount, Ash will now play with Nwandu, Norfleet, Miller, Danaher. Turnovers pretty even, hectic pace. Tied at 7, Norfleet. Ash tracks it down. Norfleet from deep.
Hey, Dave, you know when you're good? When you miss and you look good. This young man's got a ton of moves. He reminds me of a Nate Archibald. Our young viewers don't know who the heck that is, but Nate, Tiny Archibald could do it all.
Norfleet takes flight. The Mount by 2.
Changing speeds, changing direction, head up. Who has the best shot? Is it Will Miller, or do I have it myself?
Stolen by Nwandu. Gives it up. Ash missed it. Put back in by Julian Norfleet. Mount is on a 10-0 run.
And here comes the mayhem. Trapping and pressing all over the court.
Ortiz lost it. 5th Wagner turnover and a foul at midcourt in frustration against the Seahawks.
It's actually a good foul because Mount had a 3-on-1. A good foul by Kenny Ortiz. Here's Julian, able to probe the defense, under control. Here's the steal. Pass a little bit behind him, little too cute for Ash. Norfleet around the ball. Right now, Mount's on a roll, and it's all because of their pressure defense.
Fouls on Ortiz, his first, the 4th on the team. Wagner got off to a great start, now trailing by 4. About 8 minutes gone by here at Knott Arena.
And when you're Mount St. Mary's and you play 4 guards, you run a lot of ball screens, exactly what these guys do.
And one, Julian Norfleet. Mount St. Mary's is on a 12-0 run to take their largest lead.
And there's the what we talked about. Jamie and Christian challenged his guys to take the ball to Wagner's big men. Now, fortunately, Norfleet's terrific at using his body. Foul on Folahan. He's out of the game.
Norfleet with 6 points. And the Mount up by 6. Jay Harris doubled. There's Marcus Burton. He's playing with Rivers, Harris, Moody, and Parker. Danaher rebounds the miss. He's been playing more lately for the Mount. Gained 22 pounds in the offseason. Here's Whack. Timeout, Wagner. Things have fallen apart for the Seahawks. A 14-0 run. Wagner does have arguably the best defense in the league. First in field goal percentage defense. First in three-point percentage defense. And they're just not scoring right now. Rivers, a deep 3. Good! And he's fouled! Wow!
And now you're getting a glimpse of the old Latif Rivers. A little rusty with the injury. Makes a deep 3 and gets fouled. Raymond, 6 turnovers, 9 points off of turnovers. That's a no-no.
Rivers completes the 4-point play. And the lead is down to 4. The Mount started out 0 for 6. They're 6 for their last 10 from the field. About 9 minutes gone by in the first half. Norfleet being checked by Burton. Prescott almost tipped in their own basket, and Rivers comes away with it. There's Marcus Burton, the junior. Mario Moody! Oh my!
How do you do? Moody on the dunk. It's a great transition because Burton came down with a head of steam, had his head up, looked to his left, looked to his right. There's his buddy Mario Moody, slam dunk.
The Jersey City native with 4, both of them dunks. Norfleet using the other hand.
You know, he's like a surgeon in there. He can take situations, good and bad, and make them opportunistic for his team. He's really, really good with the ball.
Norfleet has 8. Moody again filling the lane.
And now what you're seeing is Wagner's being a little more aggressive against these traps. I'll say it again. Once you get trapped, make one pass out, one more, you'll have good opportunities for open looks.
Norfleet off the Danaher screen. Now Graves travels. Mario Moody had 19 points and 10 rebounds in his last game against LIU, and he keeps it going here.
The Burton penetration, the eyes are up. There's the kick. Oh, he ain't missing that. This time, Jay Harris, right-handed layup. Moody's a terrific athlete for his size. He gets out on a break, and he's a good finisher.
Latif Rivers playing the point right now for Wagner. Gives them a lot of scoring out on the floor. Burton also averages double figures. And Moody, maybe a little out of his range, rebounded by Nwandu. Mount St. Mary's by 2. Nwandu, the freshman, off to Rashad Whack. Eight on the shot clock. That's good. The step back from Sam Prescott.
A terrific move. You've heard me say this, Dave, a couple of times with both teams. You have to be under control. Prescott under control. Had the best shot. Stop. Pull up. Nice touch.
Deflected out by the Mount.
Here's what I'm talking about. It's a right, left, little step back, but under control. You You know, that mid-range game seems to have gone out the window. The players this day and age either want to go in and dunk or take the three. That mid-range game is important. Being able to stop in an area where you're not going to get your shot blocked. And Prescott showed a good ability right there to rise above his defense. Nice pull-up.
Kenneth Ortiz back in for Wagner to run the point. Ortiz gets by his man, but recovery by Norfleet to block it. Norfleet, coast to coast. He has 10. Oh! DeJuan Anderson! Off the pass from Jay Harris, it's been a dunk show for Wagner.
And it's been a highlight reel for Mount St. Mary's and Julian Norfleet. Big-time athletes, big-time game.
Can't fall asleep if you're Mount St. Mary's because Wagner is going right to the rim. Danaher. DeJuan Anderson skies for the rebound. Jay Harris changes speeds, misses the three. Moody. Good ball movement, smacked away by Norfleet. Wagner with the ball down 4, 7.5 minutes left in the first half. Wagner picked to win the NEC this year. Harris, no. Rebounded by Prescott. Ash. Off they go. Ortiz. Oh! DeJuan Anderson again.
Watch out, Wagner. When they're in transition, they're exciting. The veteran Ortiz lays the ball right in the rim. Easy dunk for Anderson.
Anderson has 4. Stolen by Orlando Parker. An entertaining first half here in Emmitsburg. Ortiz will settle things down here, being checked by the freshman Ash. Good look to Anderson for 3.
And Anderson, not really known as a shooter. He's 6 for 27, 22%. Ortiz on the drive. He found him on the left wing. In rhythm, Anderson knocked it in.
Wagner back on top. 7 points for DeJuan Anderson. The Michigan State transfer, was a 3-time All-State player in Michigan. Prescott missed. Wagner ball.
They're allowing the Seahawks to continuously get out on the fast break. Back to you.
Wagner doing a good job passing. 7 assists on their 9 field goals and a foul in the backcourt on Byron Ash. Busy night here in the NEC. Full slate of games. St. Francis, Brooklyn, leading by 6 at Central Connecticut. The Blue Devils have hit the skids lately. FDU has been a pleasant surprise. They're up by 10 at LIU. Sacred Heart and Bryant tied up. Robert Morris leading their in-state foe, St. Francis University, by 6 in the first half. Anderson being double-teamed. Ortiz. Spinning move by DeJuan Anderson, who's putting on a clinic here in the first half. He has 9.
Very athletic move, but also showed a soft touch as he spun and knocked it in for about 17.
Will Miller off the mark. DeJuan Anderson, not just a dunker.
No, we saw him hit a 3 earlier on that left wing. Here's the kick out by Ortiz. He goes left, he spins. Look at that backspin. Nice looking shot. One more time. Spin and in. Little Clyde Frazier on that one.
I like that one. A little hustle and muscle for you. Ortiz trapped, gets it away to Anderson. About 5 minutes to go in the first half. A seesaw first half. Neafal Folahan is back in there for Wagner. Anderson comes up short, but Ortiz cleans it up Kenneth Ortiz, the senior from Newark, with his first basket.
And you don't have time to celebrate when you make a basket. On a miss, on a make, Mount's going to shove that ball down your throat if you don't get back.
Top scoring team in the league. They love to push the pace. Norfleet finds his man. That's Prescott. Ash. The Mount has done a very good job on the offensive glass.
Yeah, they really have. Again, they're quick. So sometimes, you know, when you're small, you think, okay, it's not a great rebounding team. But when you're quick and constantly moving, you're hard to block out.
Jamie and Christian played here for Jim Phelan. Also played for Milan Brown. Orlando Parker is back in, replacing Folahan. Ash, one of the good-looking young players in the league, averaging over 11 points per game in his past 3 contests.
You know, when you recruit, you want to not only recruit good players, but you want to recruit players for your system, the way you play. Byron Ash can play in this system.
Norfleet uses the rim to protect the basketball. Norfleet with 12 here in the first half. He averages over 20 a game. Jay Harris slows things down. It's getting a little hectic for Wagner's taste. Anderson flying through the air with the greatest of ease and fouled by Gregory Graves.
And back and slammed it home. The kind of dunk that I think we all wish we could have done at some point in time. Back to you guys.
In my dreams. Anderson now with 10.
Paulie, that's called posterization of your own teammate. Are you allowed to do that?
He did it. Wagner up by 3. The Mount has Norfleet, Danaher, Whack, Ash, and Prescott in the game. And he stepped out of bounds.
I was at shoot-around today for Wagner, and I saw them going over Mount's offenses, and they would do a lot of ball screening defenses. And Danaher, who comes out and sets a lot of ball screens. So good job that time by Wagner defending the ball screen.
Wagner with a good scoring lineup out there with Ortiz, Rivers, Burton, Parker, and Moody. Backdoor, Rivers, flowing.
Wagner with a little Princeton. You fake left, you spin dribble, back cut, no weak side help. Perfectly executed.
6'4" Lateef Rivers. The leaner, Whack, and a blocking foul. Looked like Ortiz slid under him.
It's a great call. With the new rule, you have to get there sooner than in the past. You actually have to get your feet set. There's Ortiz. Can't believe it, but it's a great call. He got there a little late. You have to get there before the offensive player starts his upward motion to the basket.
They'll say it's a shooting foul. He would have been shooting anyway, as the Mount is now in the bonus. It was the second foul on Ortiz. Whack has 9 points.
And Wagner's going to the zone defense to see if they can take away dribble penetration. The shot fake that time got the Wagner defender off his feet, allowed Whack to drive.
Pardon, Whack has 5 now, and poked away, and a foul called. They got Byron Ash, and it's a 1-and-1.
Yeah, you don't want to foul 90 feet from the basket. And remember, this is a team that works on their traps, their full court presses. That's a no-no. You don't want to foul. Get the man in front of you and keep him there.
You especially don't want to foul this guy. Marcus Burton is second in the NEC, shooting 88% from the line. See his numbers for the season, over 10 points per game, but over his last 3 games, he's averaging over 16 per game. Got them both. Wagner up by 5. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first half. Norfleet rejected by Parker. Saved by Burton. Marcus Burton with the dangle. Using the Parker screen. Hits it.
Using the Parker screen, but also using his body to shield off Danaher and finish the layup.
Stolen by Parker. Wagner has their largest lead. And a palming violation called against Burton. He carried it. That's been a problem for Wagner in the first half here. 8 turnovers.
Yeah, and I was about to say it's a good possession by Wagner because, number one, if you're going to beat that press, beat it. Look to score. If not, force Mount to do something they don't like to do, and that's play half-court defense. I thought they were under control. Burton turned it over.
Seahawks have been more efficient from the floor. 27 shots for each team is a lot. Whack for 3. Got it!
Do not go under or behind any ball screen in this game. You're going to get embarrassed.
Poked away by Prescott on a foul. First foul on Prescott.
Here's what I'm talking about. Here's Whack. There's a ball screen coming. Harris goes behind. You cannot do that. Once these Mount shooters have a little space, 25 and in, it's going to go in.
The Mount shoots the most threes. They're the second best percentage. Whack shoots 34%, which is decent. You have to come around the screen and guard him.
Absolutely, and that's something I'm sure that Coach Mason is going to address at halftime. With 1:50 to go, Wagner still has a 6-point lead, but you can't give up 3-point, easy-looking threes like that to this Mount team.
Norfleet blows by his man. Miller off to Whack. A long 3. Rebounded by Danaher. New shot clock, 1.5 minutes to go. And Cheapy. Norfleet is fouled. Jay Harris got him. That's his second.
Norfleet is not super quick, but he changes speeds, he changes direction. His head's up, and he seems to have that ball on a string.
He's really matured. When he came in, kind of a slender player, was a 2-guard. Wasn't a big impact player his first year or so, but he has come on and is now one of the best players in the league. Can't make the front end of the 1-and-1.
And when you talk to Norfleet, he'll tell you that he really studied Steph Curry's game, trying to be the best he can be.
It's a good guy to study. Burton misses. Whack tracks down the loose ball. Here's Whack left open for 3. He's missed the last couple, and Rivers lost it out of bounds. Mount St. Mary's ball.
You know, and Taylor Danaher that time did a great job blocking out. We haven't talked about it, but after 7 games, Mount starting center Christian Kreiner tore his ACL. He's out for the year. Danaher's done a pretty good job filling in for him.
He has. Charles Glover, another player, out with an ACL injury for Mount St. Mary's. Whack turned it over, and now they'll say it's off of Wagner.
You know what, I think Norfleet might have made his first mistake. He was taking the ball out. Whack was wide open, and he threw an air pass. Anytime you have to make an interior pass, it should be a bounce pass, and that's why the ball was deflected.
Miller left open for 3.
Well, he made the right pass right there. Finding Miller on the right side.
Still following the league closely.
Really enjoyed coaching against him. Was a terrific coach and a terrific gentleman.
Class act. Bashir Mason calls time. Burton was stuck in the corner.
His dad, Mike McDonald, the former coach at Canisius, called Greg Arenda, the new coach at FDU. He gave him a scholarship, and boy, has that move paid dividends.
Steal and a lay-in for Norfleet. Julian Norfleet with 14 here in the first half. The Mount cuts the lead to 1. Burton falls. Another turnover stolen by Norfleet. 22 seconds left of the half. Mount can hold for one. They don't. Whack.
You're not supposed to shoot the ball with 20 seconds to go. This Mount team knocks in the three. Mayhem defense at its finest.
They wait for no one. A pile-up and a jump ball. 1.8 seconds left in the half. On the alternating possession, Wagner will have it. Wagner was up 7 moments ago, but the Mount ratcheted up that full court pressure. With 2:35 left, they were up 7.
2 steals right in a row lead to 5 straight points, and the momentum goes to the Mounties.
Here's the Whack 3 from the parking lot.
See, Christian is telling him to get the ball out. Hold for one. No way, coach. See ya. He knocks it in.
Less than 2 seconds to go. Parker. And that'll do it. Mount St. Mary's led by 8, then fell behind. 3 rebounds. The Mount was down 7 with 2.5 to go in the first half. Ended up ahead by 2 at the break. Norfleet. Now Sam Prescott. He misses from 3. Rebounded by Mario Moody. Moody will play with Harris, Ortiz, Folahan, and Anderson. And it's poked away from Anderson. Another Wagner turnover leads to another Mount basket in transition. Sam Prescott.
12th turnover, 21 points, makes the free throw, could be 22. Here's the trap, forces you to back up and get you on the heels, head up, layup.
Sam Prescott has 4 points. The senior from Philadelphia completes the 3-point play. He now needs 9 points for 1,000 in his career.
The made free throw allows Mount to set up the press. Here comes a trap at half court.
And a collision at half court. Second foul on Prescott.
Wagner has to make sure that they don't run away from the ball. You can't leave Ortiz out there by himself. He has to have an outlet, whether it's in the middle, on his hip, left, next to him, left or right.
Ortiz has the rookie Nwandu all over him. Ortiz hanging and hitting.
You know, sometimes it's not how many baskets you make, it's when you make them. Here's the drive. Uses his body. He's a short little guy, kind of like a Velton Jones, who was a great player for Robin Mars. This kid leads by example. His work ethic, his hustle on the court is tremendous.
3rd team All-NEC last year. Can't complete the 3-point play. Prescott ahead to Whack. Danaher saved it. And he went over the back. The ball went over the backboard.
Yeah, it went over that right corner, and the rule is anytime it goes, it can hit up on the top, and it can actually roll along the top. Once it goes over any part of that backboard, it's a violation.
Mario Moody. And Folahan with another foul. That's his 3rd. Tried the swim move to get around his man for the rebound.
Yeah, you can't get away with that move. The referee's right there. You know, if you're going to go right and get blocked out, make a spin move, get to the left, but don't push. He got caught, and Folahan goes to the bench, and that's a big foul right there. It takes away your shot blocker.
He'll sit for a while with 3. Norfleet, Nwandu, offensive foul. Wagner draws the charge. Orlando Parker.
Here's the kick. Good position right there. That time Parker got outside the arc, got his feet set. Good defensive stop.
Allows the Mount to set up their full court pressure, though. Steele. Inside, Whack deals to Graves. Ortiz needs some help. Or not. Parker. Right back at him. Whack couldn't get it. And Moody grabs the rebound. Moody with 8 boards. Parker again.
Partner, we better buckle in. This game is going up in town. Both teams are playing at a frenetic pace. Fun to watch. Good basketball.
High scoring. Norfleet stops on a dime. Finds Graves. Harris with the lead to Moody. Uncatchable.
Yeah, and you can see Rashad Mason right there is not happy. But when you play at a pace like this, it means there's more possession. So turnovers aren't as costly.
The third in the second half for Mason and Wagner. Wagner's won 5 straight against the Mount. And they have dominated the series here as well at Knott Arena. Will Miller for 3.
And Norfleet that time gets 2 ball screens. He goes from right to left. He draws the D. He kicks it out again with an over the head left-handed pass. Will Miller better make sure he takes out Julian Norfleet to dinner tonight after this game.
Miller has 3 threes. Rivers off the scramble to Moody. Mario Moody is a dunking machine. He has 8. Norfleet, what a move. His 3 is good.
And Julian Norfleet continues to impress. This is a young man who's averaging 20 and 6. And, you know, Mount St. Mary's has played 6 guaranteed games against upper-level teams. West Virginia, Villanova, BYU, Michigan State, Penn State, Texas Tech. He's done it against some of the best teams in the country.
The Mount has 7 threes. Norfleet now 17 points. And they stepped out of bounds. 4 turnovers here in the second half. Norfleet has really impressed. Look at that move.
How did he see him? He steps back and he knocks it in. Doing it all.
Over 1,300 career points, 19th all-time at the Mount. And there have been some great players here, some great guards. Chris McGuthrie, Riley Inge, Gregory Harris, Landy Thompson. You can go up and down the line. Fred Carter. Through the hands of Graves, and Harris tripped up from behind. Up and down we go. Mount St. Mary's leading by 5. More NEC basketball after this.
And even guys on the bench that are just fantastic athletes that most teams in this conference can't compare to.
Ortiz is out there with Rivers, Moody, Harris, and Parker for Wagner. And a whistle. Rivers was fouled. Oh, they got Parker away from the ball. His second foul. So, Ryan, what have you seen the first couple weeks here of NEC play? Wagner started off 2-0, but has anybody really separated from the pack?
I think the most impressive to me has been Robert Morris so far. With Carvel Anderson, he stepped up and been a big-time scorer for them, averaging 34 points in his first 2 games, and he had 17 at the half tonight against St. Francis, Pennsylvania.
Gregory Graves hits for the Mount.
He's a guy who could score anywhere on the floor.
Kenneth Ortiz is fouled. I mean, you lose Velton Jones, you lose Karan Williams, and Andy Toole always retools.
Yeah, you know, one coach in the NEC told me in the offseason that Robert Morris, they're the Patriots of the NEC. Andy Toole has a 41-15 career regular season record in the NEC, which is incredible considering he's only in his 4th year of coaching.
Patriots, Colonials, it's appropriate. Looked like Central Connecticut would have a good team this year, but they've had injury problems and all kinds of problems.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're one of the sleepers that I promoted in the offseason. But when you lose your 2 biggest scorers, and Matthew Hunter and now Kyle Vinales with a broken finger, that's just really difficult to overcome, especially in a league that has 8 or 9 teams that could compete with you every night.
You know, we talked about St. Francis, New York, and their great win over Miami and some of their other good wins, and even a good loss against Syracuse. They have a nice combination of talent, too, with Brent Jones at the point, Mockford as the shooting guard, and Jalen Cannon's a pull inside.
Yeah, Jalen Cannon's one of the best rebounding forwards in the league. And, you know, Glenn Brake has done a great job of putting athleticism around Cannon. So now he's got some shot blockers who can play tremendous interior defense. And that's a reason why the Terriers are one of the best defensive teams in the league.
Dwan Anderson misses. And here comes the Mount on the break. Norfleet for 3. Tipped in by Graves. Graves with 6. The lead is up to 9. That's the largest for the Mount, and somebody came crashing in with a foul. Foul on Marcus. Oh, they got Dwan Anderson.
And how about FDU? Greg Herenda in his first year. Greg came from UMass Lowell, where, you know, I don't know if you know this, guys, but he actually coached my son at UMass Lowell for a year. So Greg's turned that program. Greg Herenda has, with Sidney Sanders and Matt McDonald's, done a pretty good job there, early beating Rutgers and also Seton Hall.
Ash trying to jam it. Whack follows it up for the Mount. And they are on a roll here. 13 for Whack. The lead is 11. Ryan Peters is with us here from Big Apple Buckets, talking all NEC. The team that I think will be heard from before long is Bryant, a veteran team.
Yeah, they're a team that is one of the better scoring teams in the league. When you have stars in the team like Alex Francis, Deami Starks, and they got a couple underrated guys. I love Corey Maynard running the point. He's a guy who, like Julian Norfleet, could fill it.
Norfleet continues to click. It's a 19-7 run and 19 points for Norfleet.
Look at Norfleet, double pumping under control. You know what? He is so good. He makes these tough shots look easy.
Great body control.
Yeah, Norfleet's a guy who he came up as a shooter. All he could do is shoot threes as a freshman in Mount, but he's really developed his game into a scorer. He's a guy like Carvel Anderson I mentioned before. He could score anywhere on the floor, and it's quite remarkable the maturation of this kid.
It has been all Mount here in the second half. They now lead it by 14.
No, I was just thinking when Norfleet comes out of the game, it's a good time to go to the concession stand, because when he's in there, you don't want to miss his play.
Count it, and the foul. Mario Moody having himself another ball game. In his last one against LIU, Moody had 19 points and 10 rebounds. He's now into double figures for Wagner.
Yeah, and here's the drive and the kick by Ortiz. You know, I got a chance to talk to Bashir Mason, and he said Moody's improvement is due to the fact that he now accepts his role and understands how to play effectively in their system.
Yeah, they need him to be a big-time rebounder and shot blocker, a guy who could disrupt defensively around the rim. You know, he's a very difficult guy to play interior offense against.
11 for Moody. About 7 minutes gone by here in the second half at the Mount. Norfleet putting on an exhibition. Wow!
The Mount team does a good job of spacing their perimeter players. It allows him to drive the gaps. Also, you see Taylor Danaher out there setting screens. Here's the spin. And there's the finish. Taylor Danahan's a 5-man who can shoot the 3, so that lane is wide open.
To Ryan's point from a moment ago, kind of a one-dimensional, slender player early in his career. He's now looking like a high major kind of player.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I don't want to get too geeky here with advanced stats, but, you know, his comparables this year, you think of Marcus Smart for Oklahoma State, you know, Julius Randle of Kentucky, the big freshman who's going to be a lottery pick, Russ Smith, the senior of Louisville. These are guys that statistically Norfleet is comparing to, and that's a wonderful class to be in.
Very heady company, future pros. Stolen again by the Mount. And the crowd has become a factor. Whack! Got it!
In the summer to have an all-around game by studying tape on Stephon Curry. He knew he had to handle the ball better, and he knew he had to distribute better. He has certainly improved in both of those areas, and he has made the Mount extremely dangerous.
Mount trying to go to 2-1 in the league. Harris hit it, but it won't count. Fouled first on the floor. The game that we'll have next on NEC TV next week on Thursday will be LIU Brooklyn at Bryant. That should be a good one. LIU they played well at Indiana. They played well at times, but inconsistent.
I feel bad for Jack Perry because they've been decimated by injuries. You know, you lose Julian Boyd, you know, a player of the year from 2 seasons ago. You know, they lose Nurazana, who in my opinion is one of the best freshmen coming in to the NEC, and you know he gets injured on a freak injury. Just the depth is depleted. They have to play a lot of zone now because they get in foul trouble pretty quickly. It's been a tough start, and I don't know if they're going to be able to recover.
And they lost, you know, 2 guys that had led them to 3 straight tournaments, C.J. Garner and Jamal Alas, who are good postseason players, great scorers. They always got to the line. So they're trying to figure it out with a new lineup. Wagner trying to press to get back into this thing, but the Mount sees that in practice every day, and Graves takes it to the rim where he is fouled. A lot going on in the NEC tonight. Elsewhere, St. Francis Brooklyn leading at Central Connecticut. Not a surprise there. FDU big at LIU. Wow. Bryant, 62-53 over Sacred Heart. 7 points for Graves here. And Robert Morris up by 11 against the Red Flash. Gregory Graves, the sophomore from Sterling, Virginia. He has 8. Seems like everybody's contributing now for the Mount. They lead at 66-48 at the 12-minute mark.
I still think Wagner has a run in them. This is an experienced team. There's under 12 minutes to go. And in this game with a lot of possessions, if you can play solid defense, make good decision on offense, you can make a run.
Brian Peters from Big Apple Buckets, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
Good stuff. Appreciate it. Mount on top, 66-48 over Wagner here in the NEC.
I'm a student.
Paul, because they've made 7 of their last 9 field goals, a lot of them layups that would not have come with Folahan in the game. Maybe they are getting a lot of transition buckets. Oh, Rivers.
Yeah, that's a good call, Paul. You see Wagner has shifted to a zone defense throughout the game, trying to take away that dribble penetration. But the problem still remains. 18 turnovers and 32 points from Monmouth off those 18 turnovers.
I think Norfleet meant to miss that one and threw it hard off the glass so a teammate would get it. Harris is 3. No. Rashad Whack, the veteran. Whack trying to find Danaher inside, broken up by Kenneth Ortiz, the 2-time reigning NEC Defensive Player of the Year. Bashir Mason calls Ortiz a pit bull. He sets the tone for our team.
And you saw right there why he is a Defensive Player of the Year award winner. When he's on the weak side, he sees the play and he makes the block before the big fella Danaher can bring the ball up above his shoulders.
Joe, we've been following this, and this is really the big number in the game. Wagner has turned it over 18 times, and the Mount has 32 points off of those turnovers.
And again, the points are one thing, but the momentum, the confidence that it gives this Mount team, you can't put a number on it.
Still plenty of time, but the Mountaineers up by 16. Wagner has Ortiz, Harris, Rivers, Burton, and Folahan. A pretty small lineup in there. Here's Burton. Got it.
And a real simple set right there. 5 guys out, drive and kick. That time Burton had the easy 2.
Prescott saved it. Norfleet can take his time here. Not that the Mount ever really takes their time. It'll be interesting to see if Mount St. Mary's changes the way that they play with a big lead. Are they going to continue to take quick shots, or will they work some clock here down the stretch?
I think it's too early for that. I think once you get to 5 minutes, then you can start to work the clock. We talked about Wagner's experience in the backcourt. Mount has some experienced players too, and I like what they did right there. There was a mismatch with Greg Graves on Marcus Burton. They knew immediately to go inside, and now Greg's had a chance to finish it off.
He has 9. Mount relies on him for energy, for rebounds, for help in the press. Harris. Folahan. He'll be shooting 2.
See, when you dribble drive and you get by your defender into the lane, you're going to draw that 5-man. Danaher that time went to the offensive ball, to the dribble driver. Folahan followed the ball, was not blocked out, was able to get the putback. Here it is. Here's the drive. Folahan, Danaher on the help, loses sight of Folahan. He's able to follow the shot.
Will Miller, dangerous shooter, is in there for Danaher. Jamie and Christian are very positive, upbeat guys as he's trying to create a culture, create an identity for this Mount program. Folahan, the senior from the Republic of Benin, with his first point. And a bump. Foul on Latif Rivers. That's his first.
And if you're Wagner, there's no question the 3-point shot will get you back in the game. But driving the ball to the basket, drawing fouls, getting to the foul line will allow you to catch up slowly with the clock stopped. It will also allow you to sub and maybe set up, sub in your defensive players to set up your press to try and make some steals.
And the whistle is starting to blow more. Both teams with 9 fouls, so they're in the 1-on-1 and then headed to the double bonus on the next foul by the other. 18 points for Rashad Whack. That's over his seasonal average of 15.8, which is 7th in the NEC. Ortiz finds Rivers. It's a bad shot.
It's a bad shot, Dave, because he was backpedaling. Whenever you're not in the position to 1-2 step into your shot, throw a little shot fake. That'll give you time to get set, maybe get the defender up so you can get a better look at the basket.
He made it once earlier in the game and got fouled. He thinks, okay, I can do it again. Here is Burton. Another lay-in for Marcus Burton, the junior. He has 10. Knocked away from Prescott. And the Mount turned it over.
You have to sit here and laugh because Wagner gets a breakaway layup, and you would think the Wagner defense would be back. That's not the case. Norfleet kicks it up to Whack. Whack had the open 3. Unfortunately, couldn't get his hands on the ball. Lost it behind him. Ton of fun with those guys when I used to coach at Quinnipiac.
Well, you're easy to make fun of.
Thank you.
Here's Ortiz. No. Rejected by Whack. Whack from 16. He has 20 points. Burton couldn't answer. And Norfleet with the rebound. Norfleet. He can do just about whatever he wants out there.
Just great poise and great savvy. And here's the block. Greggs comes from the weak side. Here's the driving kick. Nice pull-up. You know, I got a little pet peeve, and for you young viewers out there, please work on your weak hand. If you're going down the left side, when you lay the ball up with your right hand, you're exposing the ball to the shot blocker. Ortiz did that. If you use your left hand and put your body between the ball and the defender, he may block it, but you may get a basket, you may get a foul, or you may get both.
We've seen it a couple times from Marcus Burton. Norfleet makes them both. What a game. 24 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. And a partridge in a pear tree. 8:20 left. The bounce up 73-55. Here's Rivers. Dwan Anderson. Moody. Tough. He has 13. Dave Popkin, Joe DeSantis, Paul Dottino, our NEC crew with you in Emmitsburg tonight, where Norfleet is held and fouled by Anderson. That's his 4th.
When we had Ryan Peters on, and we were talking about the NEC, and he was naming a lot of players, past and present, and comparing them to Norfleet's numbers, I don't think he said it, so I want to say it. This guy, this player, is going to draw some attention from pro scouts because he can handle, he's smart, and he can score.
He's definitely doing it in his senior year. 26 points. And 5 for 8 from the line tonight. Norfleet takes a rest. Jamian Christian, former Bucknell assistant, William and Mary. And Shaka Smart, very influential at VCU, where they play that Havoc system. A foul before the shot. 4th foul on Byron Ash. Both teams in the double bonus, 7:50 left. 75-57. Mount St. Mary's.
With a little under 8 minutes, they have 14. And that's attributed to this mayhem style that's creating 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, and mismatches. Mount St. Mary's can follow up and get second shot opportunities.
Right, they don't have to rebound in the half court. Burton hits 1 out of 2, 75-58. The Mount on top, Wagner pressing. That's a long jumper for Rashad Whack. He has 23. And broken up. The Mount getting back on D. It was Whack. Mount St. Mary's takes their largest lead, 78-58. Norfleet hits again. Norfleet with 28.
Dave, he lulls you to sleep. He dribbles in place, he looks away, and all of a sudden he puts it into another gear, and he finishes like no one else in this league can.
Rivers. Under 7 minutes to play. Norfleet keeping the pedal to the metal. Danaher can't follow it. Ortiz on the break. 3-on-2. Burton. Mario Moody and 1. 15 for Mario Moody tonight.
Yeah, and 10 rebounds. He's got a double-double, and we're talking a ton about this Mount St. Mary's team, but Moody has had a great night tonight. Burton into the lane, draws the defense again. Danaher can't pull it down. Moody's one of those guys. He's like an old school player. Yeah, he can catch it at the top and spin and dunk and make athletic moves, but he's very fundamental around the basket, has a good nose for the ball.
16 points, 11 rebounds tonight. His third double-double of the year, 6th of his career. Out of East Orange Campus High School in Essex County, New Jersey. Sam Prescott with the floater. And a reach-in foul on Rashad Whack. So Whack before hit the 3 and then hustled back on defense.
Yeah, here he is. He bangs the 3. They're up 20. At that point, up 18. He bangs the 3. And he also makes a hustle play on the defensive end. Now, that particular time, he fouled. And while you're Mount St. Mary's, you still want to play at that pace offensively and defensively with an 18-point lead at 6:09, but you don't want to foul. Here it is, here it is, here it is. There's the 3. And now he sprints back. Knocks the ball away. Mount with another steal.
Lateef Rivers, one of the top scorers in the NEC, has come off the bench and added 12 after making that free throw.
You know, when you trap and you press, when the offensive team makes a pass out of that trap, it's important that you sprint out of the trap. So this Mount team's in terrific condition.
Rivers with 14. The Elizabeth, New Jersey native. Back down the other end they go.
It's amazing how they continue to push the ball. The pace is up and down. They feel, even though when they make a mistake, it's still a positive because they're running the ball. That's what they do.
I love this timeout by Jamie and Christian.
Of keeping his guys fresh.
A final from the NEC. St. Francis Brooklyn wins on the road by 10 against Central Connecticut. The Mount led by 2 at halftime, and at one point went on a 19-5 run to blow this thing open. Rivers, good look to Anderson. Rivers on the rebound. He's trying his best out there. Latif Rivers has 16 off the bench.
And Wagner is staying with that stationary 4 out, 1 in, where they're just driving and trying to kick. I don't think Anderson's the guy you want taking a 3.
4 for the Mount along with Byron Ash. Rashad Whack continues to pour it on. He has 24 points tonight.
And one of the signs that you know that Mount is a well-conditioned team is that they can go to the line at the end of the game. You would assume they're tired, but they're not. So they step up and they make free throws late in the game.
Rivers off the mark. Danaher back in. He rebounds. Julian Norfleet has 28 points and 6 rebounds tonight. He has the ball. Off to Rashad Whack. Inside 5 minutes to go. We saw them do it last year. They made a run through the NEC tournament, made it to the final against LIU, upsetting Robert Morris. And the Mount could do it again. Explosive team. Rivers scores again for Wagner. He has 18.
And give Wagner credit. I think the experience is starting to show they haven't given up. They made a steal. Ortiz, like he always does, makes a good decision. So they're only down 13 and there's a little over 4 minutes to go.
Whack. Guess it's okay to take a quick shot when you make it. Burton. And Norfleet knows. Let's slow it down a little bit. Now inside 4 minutes to go. There it is. Another 3. Byron Ash. They slow down for no one.
Another assist for Norfleet. Ash, the freshman, has the poise and the confidence. Beautiful stroke.
The Mount has scored 87 so far tonight against arguably the best defensive team in the league. Hasn't been too shabby today either. He has 25 points.
And for Wagner, that's Moody's 17th point. And the other positive for Wagner, Latif Rivers has 18. He's 7 for 10. Now he's played 25 minutes. That's supposed to be his limit, and he's still in there.
And Rivers hobbling a little bit over near his bench, but he has been terrific tonight.
Yeah, Bashir Mason does not want to give up on this game yet, but the moment he does, when he feels he can't catch this Mount team, Latif Rivers will sit down. And again, he's had a great night.
Ortiz hits. Ortiz with 6. He also has 9 assists tonight. Time to run some clock here. Just over 3 minutes to go, up 87-74. This will be Mount's 8th straight NEC home win. 5-second violation.
They played their interstate rival very tough right there at Robert Morris home court.
Earl Brown has been a double-double.
Watching this game, or you're a local kid, or even if you're a kid out of town and you get sent this tape, now I don't know what the rules are now if you can do that, but you got to be more than enthusiastic at a chance to play in this particular system.
Not only does Jamie and Christian have a couple of good freshmen coming in next year, but he has transfers sitting out that played at higher level schools. Andrew Smethers from Butler and Chris Martin from Marshall will be playing for the Mountaineers next year, so they are loading up.
And I still want to credit Wagner. They're within 11. They haven't given up. A stop and a 3. It's under 10. Use a timeout here and there. You might be able to cut this lead to a point where you believe you can win.
They were down 20 a few minutes ago. And the Mount turned it over. Whack and Norfleet with a miscommunication. The Mount just turned it over 15 times.
Yeah, and I had called for a 3 after the steal, but I'd be happy with a dribble drive to the basket. Get a foul, maybe an N1, use a timeout. You got to get something positive out of this possession.
Wagner can cut it to single digits.
See, they're fooling around a little bit too much looking for a 3. Just a straight-on drive to the rim.
Using a lot of clock, 15 on the shot clock. Anderson hits the banker. He has 12, and it's 87-78, and it's not over yet with 1:44 left. The Mount calls time. Jamie and Christian %. Norfleet at 70. Whack. Oh, Whack goes head over tea kettle, and he bounces right back up, but he'll need to sit down for a moment. That was a huge tumble as he fell to the floor. See if this is a flagrant foul, and it is called flagrant against Wagner. Whack was airborne when he got hit.
And Moody showed good sportsmanship. He realized what he had done. He went over and asked him if he's okay. Here's the replay. He didn't try to hurt him. I just think he put himself, Moody did, in a position where he wanted to foul. But thank God Whack is in good shape right here, did not get hurt. Oh, that's dangerous. That's scary.
Yeah, you can't do it. You can't take somebody's legs out from under him like that. As Whack hits the free throws, and the Mountain will get the ball. I saw it happen earlier this year at Seton Hall against Lafayette. Eugene Teague, similar play, fell on his head, and he's been out for a couple weeks with a concussion, and you see it all around basketball. And the officials try to crack down on it. John Adams and the officials across the country.
And you see Danaher in there, and you would think, okay, that's the guy you want to foul, but he's 87% from the free throw line.
Mount shoots 71% as a team. That's second in the league. Wagner not fouling. They're letting him run clock here. Down by 11. I don't understand. And Norfleet finally fouled with 10 seconds left on the shot clock, and that's a bad foul.
Yeah, you don't want to foul with 10 seconds to go on the clock. You sit back, you play a little passively on defense, keep the man in front of you. But Wagner needs a quick score, probably a timeout, and then they need to start denying and double teaming and fouling right away.
They need to foul and shoot threes here as Norfleet misses the first. .28 points tonight, and he missed them both with just over a minute to go in an ever-tightening game. Burton, that's too easy. 9-point game. 13 for Burton. Whack, senior, pulls it out.
Believe it or not, Norfleet's the guy you want to foul. He just missed 2 in a row. He might be thinking a little bit too much, but you got to foul. Got to foul somebody.
Not doing it. 37 seconds left. 10 on the shot clock. There's a 3. Norfleet misses. Mount gets the rebound, and that should do it. Shot clock will go off with 25 seconds left. And Wagner not trying to prolong this game. The Mount will just run out the clock on what was a very impressive offensive and defensive performance. Their turnovers keyed a lot of points tonight. 89-80 is your final score. Mount St. Mary's has won 8 straight in conference here at home. They're 5-1 at Knott Arena this year overall.